Hello, welcome back. Got a really interesting beer here, which I picked up from Aldi a few weeks ago. Just not got round to giving it a go. It's Bière Triple, traditional. 3 grains, says limited edition, which is quite a surprise really because I've looked in there the last few weeks and it's been in there the whole time. So if it's limited edition, they must have a hell of a lot of stock of it, or they're not selling too much of it, which, well, maybe that's not great. Aldi stuff like this, particularly the French Belgian stuff, is not as good as Lidl's, I find, although the German stuff they have is exceptional. It really doesn't say a lot on the back. It looks like a really nice label. It doesn't give a lot of information other than it's 6%, so it's quite a big hitter, particularly for me to be having for the first of the week. Lovely kind of old school Grolsch style bottle, if you remember. But this is a big one. This is a 750ml bottle. I think, if memory serves, it's about £3, £3.30, something along those lines. What you'd expect is a Belgian style blonde beer, and it will, they're always kind of hoppy, but they have, if this is what I think it's going to be, and I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen anyone else reviewing it. I haven't tried it before myself. What I'm guessing is that before they meddled with Leffe recently, it'll be along those lines. There'll be a slightly peppery finish on it. It'll be quite a dry finish, but there's always like a sweet candied kind of taste to them. So that's what I'm thinking is like a blonde beer. But I could be wrong. It could be completely different. But 6% points me in that direction, especially when you're saying it's a triple. 3 different types of grain. So let's see what aroma we get from it. It's exactly that. Exactly that. It's Belgian style beer. If you've had the Duvel, if you've had the Leffe, like the good Leffe, not the stuff that we get here now, it's so much like that. Ever such a slight haze to it. Quite well carbonated. But yeah, you get that sweet, invented a new word for beer reviews. Sweet, candied smell, but in the background, what can best be described as kind of like the, it's not a million miles away from smelling like a lager, if I'm honest. So, I mean, you don't get an expert view here. Hopefully, anyone who's watched my my babblings will know that. Hopefully, you're just getting a layman's perspective on this. Let's give it a go. Here's to your good health. I'm not so sure what to make of that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's all right. The quality's good. The finish on it is really good. You get that peppery finish, as I mentioned, like spicy finish. There's not a huge amount of flavour up front, but it's Moorish, as you can tell. It's like I've got to work my way backwards. The dry peppery finish. Prior to that, you get the sweetness. Really nice mouthfeel. There's something going on up front that I'm trying to put my finger on. But yeah, it's very, for a 6% beer, it's hiding out well, and it's light. It's a really light drink. You get a bit of lemony citrus up front, and then it pushes that kind of lagery flavour in, and then you get that candied sweetness that I was on about, and then your palate's wiped dry by this lovely peppery, slightly, it's like a coriander peppery finish at the end, and it's really good actually. I wasn't so sure with the first taste. I think that would have come across, but it's growing on me. As far as the Belgian beers go, they're generally more substantial than this in terms of the flavour. They give out the flavour a lot. It's more full on. This one is subtle. For what it is, a 6% triple, it is subtle. If someone handed that to you, you would never guess it was a 6% beer. And that could be dangerous. And you would probably think you were drinking something along the lines of a Leffe. But it is subtle. And I like the way that this is developing. I like the taste of it. I was a bit concerned about drinking a 6% beer first up on a Friday evening, but I've got no problem with it. It won't be hanging round. It's got really nice aftertaste. It's got a really nice finish that lasts, and that's its strength. It does have a bit going on. It's got a bit of complexity, and it's just finishing lovely for me. Yeah, I like that. Could I rate it? Yeah, I can. It's 8 out of 10. A good 8 out of 10 beer from Aldi. They're triple. Traditional, 3 grains. Limited edition, but I've seen it in there for the last month or so, definitely. Yeah, I'll be buying that again. I don't think you need any more than one. You can see, judging by the size, but I think that's for one of Aldi's beers, because they've got an awful one in there called Saint Pierre, I think, or something. I really don't like that in a can. This is head and shoulders above that, and yeah, for me, really, really enjoyable beer. It'd be lovely to hear your comments on it. If you agree, if you disagree, I've had some lovely comments all the while since I've been doing this. I always appreciate it. And, you know, seeing the likes and seeing anyone who subscribes, the same as you'll hear from all the other YouTubers, honestly, it means the world. To know that anyone's listening to this incoherent nonsense beggars belief sometimes, so I really appreciate it. Again, here's to your good health. And if you get hold of it, enjoy their limited edition triple from Aldi.